In elementary school, we learned that the Supreme Court is the highest court in the land. But what does that mean? It basically means they're top dog. Like they decide what's constitutional, what's unconstitutional. Whoever has a problem, like a really big problem that will impact the whole country, they bring it to the Supreme Court and they decide whether things will continue that way or whether they'll completely shift and change. If you know anything about like the civil rights movement, Brown v. Board was a really big decision that desegregated schools across the country. There was also a really big decision made by the Supreme Court in 2022 when Roe v. Wade was overturned. That decision basically determined whether rights to abortion access would be protected federally or by states. That wasn't the case before. So as you can see, the Supreme Court decides a lot. Now the Supreme Court is very conservative leaning, which by the way is definitely benefiting the Trump administration by having the House, the Senate, and the Supreme Court all being red. And you may be like, okay, that's okay. We elect them in like 4 years. The president picks out a nominee, right? And then the Senate decides whether they'll be put on the bench or not. And that's only when there's an opening. Did I mention that Supreme Court justices, they can serve a lifetime? Like the only time there's an opening is when a Supreme Court justice dies or if they retire or if they're impeached or if they just walk away, which very rarely happens. There are no requirements outlined in the Constitution for Supreme Court justices. So honestly, if the president chose me to be a Supreme Court justice today, I mean, there's no openings. But hypothetically, if there was an opening, yes, I could be on the Supreme Court. It's very it's close to impossible. That would not happen. Like other judges, whether local or federal or state, these candidates, they are super smart. They are attorneys usually and have done so many years of schooling in public service. And that's how they become a nominee. That concludes our civics lesson. Until next time, family. Bye.